Hey, everybody, hope you're enjoying this lovely day. Again, most of my clothes are still wet from the other night, but listen, save your questions for later. We really got to get to really important issues, but I got to assign Detective Brown, Detective Leone on this case, so let me tell you about it, and then we'll take questions later. By the way, we got a call in about 900 hours that some guy in Staten Island Mall is a suspect. He had a couple of bags, and so we sent a lot of people out there, possible bomb threat. We also found out that there was a van this morning on the Verrazano, 3 Middle Eastern guys drinking Dunkin' Donuts coffee, possible bagged and possible suspects. All right, so that's where we're on now. Now, with this, we got 2 male Caucasians, about 35 years old. One, a Rob Moskowitz, also known as the Jewish mobster, 6 feet 230. His buddy and accomplice, Frankie Red on the street, or Frankie Woody Woodpecker, 5'11", 185, flaming red hair. These 2 gentlemen, no known criminal records, but they are running around New York and conning stores and in some cases the street peddlers. Okay. What we got a report yesterday from a B&F clothing store on 37th and Lexington Avenue. At about 2 p.m., 2 male Caucasians, the Jewish mobster Rob and Frankie Woodpecker, Frankie Red, entered, cased out the joint, and Frankie Red starts to shop, and the Jewish mobster leaves, puts a cigar in his mouth. He waits about 20 minutes. He enters, goes up to the cashier, and he says, good evening or good day, produces FBI identification and says, did somebody with red hair, about 5'11", come in and shop and specifically buy about $400 worth of clothes and produce a $100 bill? The woman replies, yes. And so the Jewish mobster says, can I see the $100 bill? She goes into the cashier, pulls it out, shows it to the Jewish mobster. So eloquently, he looks at the $100 bill and specifically the serial numbers and says, no, sorry, counterfeit. Takes the $100 bill, puts it in a nice plastic, FBI government plastic, says, here's my card. You can come down to the station and get your $100 bill after I process this, okay? Now, there've also been reports up Rockefeller Center area, specifically about 49th and 6th. Frankie Red and the Jewish mobster have produced New York City police identification, have shown it to these African peddlers and said, this is illegal. We have to take your watches and jewelry. They fold it up nicely and proceed to walk on 6th Avenue. And in some cases, we've had reports that these Africans have actually chased them, in as much as Frankie Red and the Jewish mobster have had to go into cabs in which the Africans actually jumped up, supposedly, don't laugh, and shook the cab, okay? So, having said all of this, Detective Brown, Detective Leone, I'm going to give you some of the paperwork. And again, this is not a joke. I know we got that thing in Staten Island this morning. I know before the end of my shift and your shifts, we're going to have nothing else to worry about but, where we're at in terms of terrorism in our country. Before I take questions, I just want you to know again, there's been no violence in these reported cases, and again, all we have to know is Frankie Red, fiery red hair, and Rob the Jewish mobster. Now, those acting enthusiasts out there, John Favreau, might give you a better way of thinking about Rob, the Jewish monster, and Michael Rappaport. This came in from one of the stores, obviously watching a lot of DVDs. Okay, so again, enjoy your day. This was not a joke. I know you guys got a lot to worry about here in the Big Apple, but let's get these two guys so, you know, the New York Post can write serious stuff. All right? I'll talk to you people later.